This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
Where we want to educate you about our market, empower you to make wise decisions, and help you engage with our expert contributors. Rick, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that's kind of an unusual topic these days because it's fairly rare, but let's talk about foreclosures. Rick, tell us a little bit about the process. Tell me about the steps involved.
Sure. Well, before we jump on the steps, just to kind of reiterate one thing is, we've always had foreclosures here, even before the major amount of foreclosures and the crash that we call it in the industry. There was foreclosures. There was people purchasing homes at the foreclosure auction.
Yeah.
And it goes on today. Obviously the amount of property there is dwindled. There's not as many as what there used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a process to actually take a property from home ownership to being auctioned off at the auction. In Nevada, we have actually two different types of foreclosure. We have judicial and non-judicial.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to focus more on the non-judicial foreclosure, and it's
which is the more common.
Way more common on the residential side for sure.
Right.
I have seen very few residential homes go to the judicial foreclosure route, but
Right.
mainly non-judicial. And what it means is basically somebody stopped making their payment.
Right.
Talking about a mortgage company foreclosing on the homeowner. They've stopped making their payments. Usually they've missed 3 payments in a row, or they haven't made payments for about 90 days.
Right.
And at that time, the first step in the process is a notice of default is filed from the bank against the homeowner, basically saying, you're in default, you better start paying us and recover this amount that's owed. The second step to that is about 3 weeks before the actual sale date is when another notice, what's called a notice of sale, will be filed, and that'll have an actual date in it and a time and a place of where they're going to auction that property.
Right.
One of the steps in between now that we deal with, even from a title standpoint side, is what we call as mediation, where the homeowner and the bank sit down, do a mediation process. It's available to people who are home owners and owner occupied. Once the notice of sale has been filed and we have that date, the auction day occurs, and it's usually on Nevada Legal News down there on 4th Street, right there in the parking lot.
Yep.
And the properties are on a list that we provide as a title company of all the properties going to a list that day. Other companies are there providing their lists of the properties that are going. And it's called crying the property, or basically auctioning the property off, to where they read off all the particulars. They talk about the APN number, the address. They go very, very fast, so you have to know what you're listening for.
You should have done some diligence prior.
100%. We provide a daily auction list where we have actually researched all of the title issues on those properties.
Right.
We put them in 3 different categories. One is pretty much clear to bid on.
Right.
Here's the liens. We're going to insure it.
Right.
The second one is a caution, bid with caution. There's some things that we couldn't get information on.
Right.
And we're not too certain. And the last category is unable to insure.
We can't help you.
We're not insuring this property. You can
can't
buy it, but we're not insuring it.
Yeah, we don't want to touch that one.
So those are the 3 classifications that we do, but other companies do different things.
Right.
There's bidders that'll bid for you if you're interested in purchasing a property.
Right.
That's down there. But that's kind of the quick and dirty of the foreclosure process.
Okay.
Notice of default, notice of sale, mediation possibly in there, and then actually auctioning the property off.
This has been Las Vegas Real Estate Now. Thanks for listening, and remember to tune in every Saturday at 11 a.m. on 101.5 FM, 720 AM KDWN.